Appreciate y'all for tuning in. You tapped into the next episode of the Elephant Room Podcast. It's your boy Scrib. I'm here with my partner Puntin. We about to get into it, man. So P.
What's up, man?
Man, you know, I'm in tune to the news, man, and to the media, man, as well as social media real heavy, just so I can stay on top of the game and understand what I'm dealing with, who I'm dealing with, and when I'm dealing with them.
Right.
And I've here lately having my ear to the streets, man, and to the media platforms. There's a lot of controversy surrounding a group of people. And typically when this is the case, it's typically race-based. Right? Here recently you see politic-based, Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberals, things of that nature. And even, you know, homosexuality, things of that nature, the trans community, things of that nature. But the Gen Z kids these days, group of individuals these days, it has been in the media a lot. It's been a topic of conversation and controversy a lot, all in relation to behavior tactics, how they conduct themselves, things that they use to express themselves, revert to, and things of that nature, man. So I figured it'd be a good time for us to, you know, kind of talk about the elephant in the room and give our 2 cents, as well as providing some type of guidance or advice to those that may be experiencing an individual that is of that identity.
Yeah, man. It's always good when you speaking on the youth. I've always believed that the youth are the future.
Amen.
Which they are. So and shout out to my boy Herb Addison.
Yes, Herb, we love what you do, baby. Show love, get love.
Show love, get love, man. Great brother, man. TSU, right? TSU, man. The foundation. What's the foundation?
The Wesley Foundation.
Wesley Foundation, man. He's doing some great things over there. I think they rebuild they just remodeled the spot, man.
Yeah, they doing big things over there, man. Herb got talking to the people, man. Got them doing something, man.
Great thing, man. He's just doing some great things for the youth out there, man. I think they got a new court out there, man. He got a spot to where they can lounge, man. He even put some showers in there now, man.
Come on.
They can take showers, man, if they need showers. So good thing, man. He didn't pay for that plug. That's just show love, get love. That's what we do over here at Elephant Room, man. And yeah, man, let's hit on it. And I'm not very familiar with the Gen X topic, but I would love to, and then I would love to elaborate on it.
So, you know, your Gen Zs.
Gen Z.
Yeah, Gen Z. Yeah, we Gen X.
Okay.
Look, they moved past our.
Okay.
But the Gen Z, and correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, but I want to say it identifies with age groups 9, 10 to 18.
Okay.
It simply put, man, it's just a different way of life based on my experience and understanding of what's going on. Let's just speak in direct relation to at school behavior. These kids doing all kind of stuff that wasn't tolerated during our times. They come into school high, blatantly smoking vapes, under the influence of alcohol, disrespecting the teachers. Growing up, man, in high school, if a teacher told you to do something, a very few stepped out of line, talked back, or even kind of bucked the system. But for the most part, the masses understood that is an individual of authority. You know, not only is it an individual of authority, but it's my elder as well.
Yes, indeed.
Let's show some respect.
Yes, indeed.
Especially if it got something to do with my education and higher learning. But, you know, you see clips on the news all the day. Kids bringing guns to school. Kids cussing out their teachers. You know, having sex at school. Man, it's just a different time we live in, man. So I'm really trying to get an understanding of what's created the change behavior.
I think the accessibility, man, they're accessible to a lot more things now, man. We barely had, I remember we barely had beepers going out of high school, man. You know, let alone if you had a cell phone, you probably the only person in the high school that had a cell phone, you know. So I think cell phone was just coming out, man. So they have access to a lot of more things now. So even the internet, man, they have the internet in their hands. They have communication. They texting each other, like,
dependent on
meet me here, meet me there. Like, we didn't have that, man. So it's just, I mean, it's evident. You know what I'm saying? They got social media. They got all of these gadgets. All of these, man. It's just so.
So would you say that today's youth are less sensitive to some of the things that we are hypersensitive to? due to the amount of
Correct.
exposure and accessibility?
Exactly. Yeah, we didn't have it, man. And then if we did have it, we would get in trouble for having it.
Right.
I think, I don't know if it's I don't know, but is it they can have phones? I guess they can't have them out, or they can.
No, man. To my understanding,
yeah,
a lot of these classrooms are set up to allow them to use them in class. But that's the day and age we live in, right? So
we didn't even have laptops.
Man, we barely had a computer room, bro.
Yeah.
And you had to have 30 minutes dedicated in one class period to go to the computer room and utilize it.
Facts.
You know
that was
what
a
I mean?
privilege.
Yeah, it was a privilege, bro.
Yeah.
But like you said, they got it right there at their hands. But does that really speak to the behavior concerns, though? I mean, because at the end of the day, right? I would hope and assume that as parents raising the kids, we teach and instill a certain level of value and respect to our elders.
Starts at home.
It starts at home.
It does.
So would it be safe to assume or even say that there's a less of a focus and attention being placed on the parenting?
True. I mean, our parents stayed on top of us.
Stayed on my ass.
Yeah. So I mean, that could be, and then our generation is kind of young ourselves.
Right.
So, we're raising kids ourselves, man. And then you have 20-year-old, 30-year-olds that have kids in middle school and high school now. Man,
let me make you laugh real quick, just in reference to that.
Yeah.
I had a buddy of mine, me and a couple buddies were sitting there talking, and he's 42.
Uh-huh.
And he said, man, I really had to let it go the other day. He's like, man, can't call me school. I said, man, why you calling me school? He said, man, because you 42. He said, my mama, you older than my mama.
Ooh.
He was like, well, dang, I guess I am school.
Yeah,
But just think about that, though.
Right.
At 40, I feel as though I'm in my prime, to be completely honest with you.
Correct.
I don't feel old, not one bit.
Yeah.
Other than the lower back tightness and stuff like that. But mentally, I feel as though I'm in my prime.
Yeah.
But to hear somebody young say that I'm older than their mom, and their mom's 30.
Yeah.
Listen to that.
Yeah.
This kid was 16 years old.
I'm telling you. She had him when she was 15. 16.
Okay, so not being of a mature mind as a parent, having a kid at 15, 16 years old, you don't really know or understand the areas of focus in which you need to emphasize as a parent.
Correct.
That then being a direct correlation or reflection to how your kids operates in everyday society, let alone at school when a teacher is trying to tell them what to do or get them to focus. True. Or even contribute to the lesson.
Facts, man. Our parents they weren't our friends, they were our parents.
Right, absolutely.
And I think I can see it now being that, being that the parents are so young now, they're more like friendly.
A friendship.
Yeah.
Let me make them happy as opposed to do what's really good for them. Let me satisfy them.
Correct, man. And then, just the culture, the culture's gotten worse. So you expect whoever's in the culture to, I mean, it's what's you call it, effect.
Yeah. Trickle down effect.
Yeah, trickle down effect, man. The cultures, the gun violence wasn't promoted. I mean, it's always been here, but now it's just promoted to another degree. Right,
man. I swear, I watched
every rap song has.
I watched a video the other day, and it had to be at least 20 kids in this video.
Guns everywhere.
And they boasting about the type of Glock modifications that they have.
I'm telling you, man.
And I swear, in this video clip, it was 10, 15 guns. Yeah, my grandpa had a fleet of guns, but it ain't nothing that was glorified or boasted over. It was understood that these are used for protection or these are used to go hunt. And you ain't hunting human beings.
Correct.
Or somebody in a different color shirt.
I'm gonna tell you when I knew it was getting bad, man. I'm a producer and engineer myself, so I record a lot of cats, I knew it was getting bad when these cats would be in the studio and they would start just naming and identifying the type of guns, man. 223s, 414s, gun 9s, and 816s, and I'm like, God, man,
well, do a math problem.
Yeah, man. When I was coming up, man, we remember things like clothes, the name brands, the cars, the different cars, the types, the models. We weren't too much. We had 9s and AKs, dude, they like 223s.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, I'm telling you, it's pretty bad.
It's a whole nother level.
Whole nother level, and then they have them. They have
access to them.
They have access.
Where are they getting access to these guns? Because what I know is these 15 to 20 kids I saw in this video ain't buying guns from the store around the corner, bro.
Yeah.
This shop owner can't be that dependent on selling to the youth like that.
No.
That's not why he's in business. So where they getting these guns from?
That's probably a whole nother story. That's a whole nother show.
I think so, man. We're gonna hold on to that one. Y'all make sure y'all hold that to us.
Yeah, that's a whole nother show right there, brother.
Man.
Yeah, we can hit on that.
Yeah, let's hit on that the next time, man. But not to steer too far off the path, man. But so when you're dealing with adverse times that we living in, right? And you compile the lack of parenting or guidance.
Right.
I mean, cause shout out to all those parents that are dedicated to raising your kings and your queens to the best of your ability, and with the intent of them growing into being kings and queens. So salute to y'all. So don't take offense to when I say or generalize and say that there's a lack of focus towards parenting.
Nah, 'cause you could be the best parent in the world and your kids still could go out and act different.
Cut up, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's about managing that, right? What do we do as parents to learn from that shortcoming or that lesson? It might not even be a shortcoming. You're just supposed to learn.
Correct. Yeah, man. You know what I want to hit on too, Scribble, man. I've been seeing a lot of, I scan through my social media, and it's been a lot of hard times, man, as far as people giving up. Some to even going to the point of taking their lives, man. I know life can get hard. We're in hard times sometimes, and I guess what can we do to enlighten, put a spotlight on that, man, to help kids. I know when I was on tour in New Zealand, and New Zealand is, if you didn't know, it's like it has the most cases of suicide. The most suicidal rate is up there, man. And we used to go to camps, and we used to go to youth camps and perform, man, and it'd be kids. They have to stop the show in the middle of the show with somebody out there cutting their wrists open, man.
God damn.
Yeah, man, it was pretty tough, and they have a beautiful country. So me and my guy Boston that was down there with me, we couldn't. I'm like, man, why are they doing this? They got beautiful country, things to do. It's just like, man, we couldn't put our fingers on it. Right. But man, I guess when you feel alone, that's why we did a song called "You're Not Alone," man. So I just want to encourage anyone who's out there dealing with anything, dealing with hard times, tough times, especially with the economy at where it's at right now, man. You're here. You're still here. You got through it last time. You got through it for the 1,000th, the millionth time, man. You're gonna get through it again. Just keep faith. Keep trucking, and it might not look good today, but you still have tomorrow.
Yeah. And mental health is a big deal. It's a big focus.
Yeah.
And as the days turn over, there's a heightened focus and awareness being placed from a business standpoint, and overall from a societal standpoint.
Right.
Being a black man, I was raised to be strong. I was raised to endure a lot of the adversities that were to come and those that I have faced. Right. So that hardened me times two. And being a man as well, like we're a lot more reluctant to speak on our mental state, our mental, I guess, stance as well, right? Posture, right?
Yeah.
But I like Plain mentioned, man. I encourage those that may be suffering to identify or even reach out to somebody to lean on as a form of support. But unifying ourselves, being more in tune from a personal standpoint could help that, man.
Yeah, checking on your people,
man. Hey, your strong people need to be checked on too.
I'm glad you hit on that, man. Like, I call myself a very independent person. I really haven't I was just raised. I've always been independent, man. I really don't try to lean on too many people, and I try to just hold my own. You know, my daddy raised me that way, man, and he's a veteran. He's a Vietnam vet, man. Tough guy, man. And I've had that instilled in me, man. So I've always kind of been like, man, I'm a guy on my own. Yeah. But you know, the thing about that is when the times do get tough for me, you know what I'm saying? When the times do, when I feel like nobody is right up here on my side, you know what I'm saying? Even the strong guy, you know, you have those times where you're like, man,
need like, somebody.
Yeah. And so a brother. You know, brothers that used to me calling them, be like, hey man, you all right?
Right.
Good? You good?
Right.
But you know what I'm saying, when it's time for me to get that reciprocation, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like where it's at.
It's few far in between.
It's far in between.
Yeah.
So when I have brothers like you know what I'm saying, Q, whoever if it may be my boy J Love, hit me up, man, check on me. That helps.
Right.
And I think as a community, as a culture, I think we should do that more.
Yeah. I think we should do that more and also express that option more so to these kids, because what we fail to realize is we live in a more isolated day and environment. Right? We have everything at the palm of our hands, right? These kids don't even play outside no more.
Man,
they either got their neck bent over in the phone or neck up looking at the TV, right? Man. So they isolating themselves, so when they are faced with adverse times, then they don't feel comfortable with being able to reach out to anybody.
Right.
So that's part of one of the reasons why we established this platform too, is to give people an opportunity to turn to somebody.
Yeah.
You know, you may not know us, we may not have a rapport, but the intent is to establish that, to provide and create a comfortable environment that allows you to fully express yourself, hoping that we can seek resolution, even put a smile on your face to give you something to laugh about, man.
Man, I remember it was a time in my music career, Scribble, where I know I had came out with a few videos. I had dropped a CD. I came out with a few videos, and one was like, I didn't give up. One was like, it's hard. It was more like a motivational song. And I did another one. I was like, man, I need to do something more. I was like, all of my songs are like inspirational, uplifting. And, you know, everything else was out there was like, you know, for one, it wasn't what I was on. It wasn't on the positivity. It was more on the in the hood, you know what I'm saying, this and that. So I kind of felt out of place, but then I always have to check myself, and I always have to say, okay, you know, I gotta continue to be me.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying, I've always had a heart for inspiring and motivating people, man, because I know how life can be sometimes. I mean, you know, people can, you know, you can be tough, you can put on that facade or whatever it may be, but man, sometimes you need that encouragement to keep it going. You know what I'm saying? You know, yes, you know, it's all good when you're on top of the hills, when you're at the top of the valley. But when you go down there, you know, what they say at the top of the hill in the valley, whatever. But what about those times when you're in the valley, man? It's easy not to give up when you're at the top. When everything crumbling down and all the weight on your shoulders, man, you know, you can turn on that pun, you can turn on that scribble. I feel like I'm great, man, and it'll help you. You just don't know, man. You know, sometimes, you know, I used to, I get tired of music, man, because, you know, there's times in life where, you know, I can jam, whatever, but then sometimes you just don't want to hear that, man. I used to ride in the car my silence on, just nothing on, man. I don't want to hear that.
Quiet time, man.
Yeah, man. Low vibration. I need something high vibration. I need something to lift me up, man. That's why I like cats like Ace Hood, man. Like, he's not very popular.
He ain't. That boy goes so hard, bro.
I'm telling you, man. People with substance.
That energy, man.
Yep. So
now that's one thing that we also need to place a focus on, man. Is like, you know, we all go through it, and the common word is what goes up will always come down.
Come on.
But that don't mean you can't come back up again.
Come on.
So approaching life from a realistic standpoint, knowing that not even a hot air balloon gonna stay up in the air. At some point in time, it got to come down. Meaning you're gonna face some adversity. Right. Let's identify means and ways to comfort ourselves during these troubling times, as opposed to seeking refuge or vices to patch
Yeah.
whatever we going through.
Drugs, man.
Yeah, whatever it is, man.
Yeah.
Drugs, pornography, whatever it is, hate, whatever it is.
Correct.
Let's do a better job aligning ourselves with like-minded individuals.
Right.
Understanding that it ain't tough to act tough.
Correct.
It's tough to resolve whatever adversity that is not allowing you to perform at your peak.
Yes.
You can't be the best father if you're not the best graded.
Right.
I can't be the best scribble
Right.
if I'm not best within me first.
Right.
I want to be a great dad. I want to be the best dad ever. I have to be able to be comfortable and confident with where I'm at mentally.
Yeah.
What my aspirations are, to be able to then pour that on to anybody else.
Man, good topic, man. I think social media has kind of taken that what you're saying, man, and has put something in front of it. So everyone kind of wants to put up front. They want to show their highlight reels,
Right.
man, and it's more of like a antics and just to get these likes and get these hearts, but they're not being their true selves. And I think behind closed doors, man, it affects you because you putting on this right here, but who are you?
Right.
And I might not have 1 million likes, I might not have 1,000 likes, but I can't, for some in me, I have to be me.
Right.
I know my wife said, she's like, hey, you want to do this? And it'd be like the couples doing certain things, and I'm all good for that. I don't got nothing against it. But when it's something that is not me,
Right.
I just tell, I'm like, hey, me, baby.
But imagine you're 40 years old, right?
Correct.
Imagine being 10, 11, 12
Right.
and not having the experience or maturity that you have right now to understand that.
Yes.
Today we live in a microwave society.
Correct.
These kids are taught and shown via social media that something can happen overnight.
Yeah.
But what it's not telling you is that those opportunities and situations like that come few far in between.
Few far in between. Yeah.
So when you pump a kid's mind and psyche up to say and lead them to believe that they can be whatever they want in a matter of 24 hours, and the reality is in the next 24 hours they got a mean ass math test that they ain't studied for, they fail for it, and all of a sudden they crumbling.
Yeah.
Things don't happen overnight.
Nah.
We got to do a better job at making sure that we counter what society is really portraying, because that's not the reality of the situation. So earlier you had asked, what can we do? Right? What we can do is be as genuine as possible, and continue to spill the message over into everyday society, into these youth, and let them know, like, from a realistic standpoint, bro, you didn't become 13 in one night. So why would you think that you're going to become this social media influencer that's getting all these likes, getting all this following and all this bread in a matter of 24 hours, let alone a year?
True.
Kid, you setting yourself up.
Sure.
So now we're dealing with failure, abandonment, a lack of parenting,
Right.
a fake facade and understanding, and wonder why these kids going crazy.
Man, I saw a video the other day, man, and it was some rappers, man, and I couldn't do nothing but like I almost laugh. I didn't know what to do. Laugh or shake my head. But the guy was on there, you barely could hear what he was saying. You could tell he was on something. Eyes just bloodshot red. Looked like he had veins popping out of his head, slurring, double cup in his hand. And then the next guy was the same way. I'm like, man, look at this, man. I mean, these are popular guys.
Right.
Popular guys, man. And I was just saying, man, this is nothing but promoting drug dealing, drug addicts, man. It's like, honestly, man, I got a 2-year-old son, man.
Right.
I don't want to follow that.
That's it, y'all. We're going to go ahead and wrap this episode up, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in. We appreciate y'all giving us an opportunity and hearing our voice. We encourage y'all to provide us with feedback. Give us a review.
Yeah.
Provide us with some insight. Provide us with topics and focuses that you'd like to hear about, that you'd like to discuss, man.
Yes, indeed.
You feel me?
If you have a business you would like us to spotlight, man, be sure to contact us, man. I think we're Elephant Room, the podcast at gmail.com. We definitely would love for the artists, submit your music for music reviews for the upcoming segment.
Yeah.
Thanks again for tuning in.
Yeah, we'll be building up some more marketing materials, man. Give y'all some more insight, info on these special segments that we're gonna be having. Yeah. So the only thing that we ask is for y'all to tune in. It's your boy Scribble. That's my partner Pun, and we out of here.
Peace.